Yo, what's going on? This is a video about Raw. Here's the fucking deck list. I think it's pretty cool. Some interesting shit going on here. The extra deck is totally fucking open because I don't know what else to make. To be honest, you could probably even get rid of the Apollosa, but it's there. Really, the only things you need, what you really need is Anemone. Brio is fine, Coral is fine, and you need Egyptian God Slime. You don't even really need these, to be honest. These three you could probably get rid of, and maybe an extra copy of this. It's just there, right? So that's I just want to get that out of the way since that's gonna be probably like what laser focuses some people. But I want to talk about the main deck, and we can already see there's some oddities here that I'll go over as well. But I might as well just talk about the raw shit first. Phoenix, double raw, double sphere mode, just good raw stuff. You want two because you want to be able to search it with the one of Ancient Chant. I really don't think you need any more than one because the turn you activate this card, you're winning the game. Like there's no reason to have more than one in terms of activating it, and you have so many ways of searching it that I feel that having more than one is very redundant. And most of the time, like all it does is like if you have more than one and you open Soul Crossing, like yeah, sure they work together, and yeah, that maybe it could steal you a game or two, but for the most part, that's just not necessary. I just don't feel like it's that like crazy needed, and I feel like more often than not, it's just gonna brick drawing this card because again, we have just so many ways of getting to it. But that's neither here nor there. It's also fucking like $50 because fucking jackass market retards. I shouldn't say that, but market retards. They jack up the price of these dog shit cards that I don't even think you need more than one. Same goes with Egyptian God Slime. So whatever, right? I play three Blaze Cannon, so I was only playing one as like a tech option in case I have an extra search. But the thing is, I've come to the conclusion that I need a card like uh, the fucking Sky Striker card, a card in EMZ is unaffected. I wanted something like that, but obviously can't put Raw into the EMZ. But the thing is, like, you need Raw to be able to hit and kill. You don't want it to get popped or destroyed or something. Because when you summon Raw, you're all in, right? That's the game plan. You summon Raw, you go for the win, right? So you need something that guarantees that, and this card makes your card unaffected, and this card cannot be negated. They can respond to it, so you have to be a little bit careful how you chain it. But yeah, I mean, this card is fantastic. I think it's perfect for this deck. I think we play enough good cards, enough good going second cards to facilitate extra room for something like this. Fucking my brain just fucking relapsed there for a little bit on on my own retardation. But we got Guardian Slime. We played three of, and that's why we're playing all these shenanigans here. But I'll get to it in a second. Triple Sun, True Sun God, best card in your deck without a doubt. Millennium Revelation, fucking good as hell too. Oh god. I mean, it just guarantees. If you have these two together, you're guaranteeing getting Phoenix out, and you can literally get Phoenix and Raw out at the same time, which is admittedly slightly overkill. Another really cool interaction is using Soul Crossing for Sphere mode. I know that it's like you tribute them anyway, but you get Sphere on your own field immediately, and so you can immediately go into a 4,000 attack Raw. You know, in some ways, it's probably better than Ancient Chant and Soul Crossing because you're not paying all your life points and you get Raw at 4,000 attack. As opposed, well, I suppose it's still game. I mean, it's still good, right? This is fine. This is fine. Like again, drawing this is useless if you don't have a tribute, right? Soul Crossing is necessary for the raw draw of Ancient Chant. If you don't have something that facilitates Ancient Chant, it's fucking dead in your hand. You get a search, but there's no point in using it. You don't even want to use it to thin your deck because you're wasting your extra normal summon, which I guess sometimes you don't really need. But yeah, Millennium Revelation, it's good. It's good. Monster Reborn Search gets dog shit out of your hand like this fucking brick and a half, the fucking Phoenix Garnet. Um, yeah, and then getting to this is facilitates this. You could, if you wanted to, just get rid of these Tremoras for maybe more revealer stuff. But the one thing about Tremora that I like more than revealer, so they both have their ups and downs. Particularly, the reason you have Tremora is so you can summon Guardian Slime easily. Unfortunately, there's just no better way. If there's just some way of being able to gain advantage while taking effect damage, to summon this thing out, I would do that. Unfortunately, gaining advantage on cost life points does not trigger this dude. It only affected damage, and I could not find anything that facilitates that well enough. But Tremora is nice because what it does is it triggers on the hand. You summon this out, but it doesn't do anything on the board. You immediately tribute to fusion summon this. It triggers on the grave. So you're avoiding the whole field shenanigans. So like stuff like imperm and everything else is not live, or forbidden droplet or whatever. Forbidden droplet's also quite nice for this. It's kind of necessary. This is a going second strategy, and it pitches this out of your hand, pitches this out of your hand, right? Double garnet sort of shenanigans. But everything triggers on the hand or the grave, and then you get to search, and then you have this out for your triple tribute for raw. Yada yada yada. And Revealer is more of the same as well. You summon Revealer, but the issue is you summon Revealer, and it kind of screws you over a little bit because you use your effect, which is cost to pitch. So you pitch Guardian Slime, get the search. But the problem is, so what I want to do is summon this. The only reason I chose the level 2 is really no reason at all. It's nice having the Brio as like a flex because, in case you didn't know, Revealer has another grave effect where if you need a pitch for cost, you can actually remove her from play instead. So you could, not need any cards to guarantee get a bounce with Brio, which is cool. It gives you an extra bounce. But the more important reason why I have this is A, to pitch, and B, to make Anemone. Anemone summons, you summon Guardian Slime, Tribute Fusion for this, and then you have Anemone with 2000 attack, 3000 attack, use Ancient Chant, which you maybe searched with Guardian Slime, the effect in the grave, tribute Anemone and Guardian Slime, guarantee 5,000 on top of however many life points you have. That's the idea behind it, and then the rest is just good going second cards. I mean, you could get rid of Pank and play triple the Bureau if you wanted to. Again, Blaze Cannon at 3, maybe. I personally, like, I wanted to play a card like My Body as a Shield because your whole focus is Raw, right? So it's kind of like you want Raw to live. You want Raw to hit. You want to win the game, right? So it's like, yeah, this card is like dead, fucking useless in your hand if you don't have Raw on the board. But the whole point of the deck is tutoring Raw out like as fast as you can. So something like this is like game winning. And the cool thing is you don't have to pay attention to shit. Like if you activate this in the imperm, go ahead and activate it in the imperm column. Rather, do it as like they imperm something. Good. I'm glad. I'm gonna activate it anyways in the imperm column. And guess what? The card cannot be negated. Imperm column doesn't matter, right? Just do it anyways. Just fuck with them. That's what I do. But more importantly, let's put everything to the side for a second. I want to sit down and talk to you man to man. You know that, champ. Well, something that's been on my mind recently, and this maybe could be related to this. I don't know. It depends. Um, so traps, right? They're like androgynous, more so feminine, looking dudes. I know trap isn't like a preferred term or anything, but some people find it insulting. But so like I've had it in my mind that like traps, right? So if you were to meet, you know, very androgynous, feminine looking dude, this goes for both, genders or infinite, sideways 8 sign, infinite number of genders who may be listening to this. It doesn't matter. Um, if you were to meet one of them and they were like, "Oh man, this is great," but you already know that they have a secret hot dog, right? So my question to you that's been pondering me for a while because it's interesting, right? I feel like it really reveals a lot about the person who decides what they want here. But like for the sauce, for the secret hot dog, would you rather have like a mini pig in a blanket or like a fucking 12 fucking inch schlong, right? A fucking sausage, you know? That to me, it's a very personal question, and I don't know if I can immediately answer it. It's really been something I've been thinking about lately, and it's like, which do you choose, right? It's either way, again, this is assuming, maybe you could be on the receiving end, that's fine. Again, my female audience, here you go, this is for you. Which one, which one would you prefer? I feel like, I mean, that's a lot to handle, even if, you're not necessarily, doing what you might do with it, just which one? Yeah, it's just, and the reason this relates to Raw is because, um, I mean, it's about how like Raw's attack stat, right? Which one would you want? The big number or the small number? Because you could get both. That's I'll end it there. I'll end it there. I feel like that's a really good point to end it at. Yeah, I feel like I really got my point across. I feel like now we as an audience and the maker of the video both have an understanding about each other that I don't think we had before. So yeah, that'll be it. See ya.